If you're ready to harness the power of your communications data, blast off with Nihilist today.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Coding with Nihilist. On this live stream, we talk about working with different APIs, building with Nihilist, programming languages, and other things. My name is Ram.
Hello, my name is Blag. How are you, Ram?
I am doing good. How's your week been, Blag?
Doing fine, thanks.
Yeah, I'm almost excited as we get towards the weekend and we have some nice weather.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been pretty hot in here.
I'm starting to feel the heat, so it's getting up there in temperature.
Yeah, that's right.
Cool. Let's jump in.
Hey.
So today we're going to talk about prompt engineering with ChatGPT. In past live streams, I know Blog, you've covered working with ChatGPT, building different applications, and just combining emails or calendar with ChatGPT. I just want to take a bit of a step in a different direction, just look at how we can explore the different prompts and how we can provide different prompts to ChatGPT. And this is a concept that you'll probably hear about in Twitter threads or like different prompts that are very popular with ChatGPT. And it's really important to understand how you can get the most out of a tool like ChatGPT. And it really comes down to the prompts that we use.
Mm-hmm.
So let's jump in. I'm going to jump into sharing my screen, and then we can take a look at just walking through examples of different prompts and just how they work. So let me share my screen. There we go.
Yep, I can see it.
Awesome. So I've actually decided to do a notebook in Jupyter. I haven't used it as often, but I found it really useful just to kind of work with building different prompts and examples to show today. So let's first take a look at the code and setup. All we're doing here is just importing the libraries that we need, so OpenAPI and any environment variable. So I'm passing in the OpenAI API key. And then I just have a function. So I just have a ChatGPT function or method, and this allows us to pass in different prompts and get responses that we can start working with. So throughout the notebook, we're just going to pass in different prompts, and we're going to see what the responses are. And we'll look at different variations of prompts that could be useful when building applications with ChatGPT or any language model. So the first example is I've actually took ChatGPT's recommendation on how to use or how to come up with different prompts. So I took their input. I'm like, okay, let's see if we can summarize it. And so here's the text. It's very long. It has multiple steps. And I just want to create a summary. So this is what the prompt looks like. And one thing I want to call out here is I'm actually trying to separate the prompt from the actual input. And this is going to be really useful as you build your applications because you don't want the user to be able to control what the prompt is. You just want to take their input and use that as a part of the input that you feed to ChatGPT. But you don't want them to control the actual prompt or the instruction that you're providing to ChatGPT.
Exactly.
So in this case, I went ahead and run it. I called ChatGPT. I provided the prompt, and here is an example of that summary. So one useful prompt that you can use when working with ChatGPT is to summarize existing text that you can use or look at formatting even further. And as well, it's important to actually separate what the instructions are versus what the actual input is when you're communicating with ChatGPT. So here I've summarized it with, or I've separated it with backtick. So I just have 3 different backticks that tells ChatGPT, okay, this is the text that I need to work with, and then here are the instructions that I need to actually work with. The next one is structured data. So another cool thing with ChatGPT is you can ask it for different structures of data. And this is useful when you're building applications when you don't want to use an actual response as in like a chat message, but you want to use a format that's more applicable to programming languages or just different APIs, such as JSON. So in this example, I'm asking to create 3 email subjects that are more congratulatory. So we're sending out congratulatory emails, and I'm asking it to provide a JSON format with the following key. So I'm giving it an idea of what I'm expecting in the actual output in the form of how it should shape the actual JSON data. So here I'm saying provide a title, a body, and then, all right, let's throw in a Giphy as well that we can add to the email. So what it comes back with is it provides an array of 3 different titles, bodies, and as well a Giphy.
Nice.
Yeah, so this is an example of, I guess, requesting more structured data from ChatGPT. And we can actually take a similar example where we want to get a more specific output format. So in this case, we're going to give the instruction to complete the following actions. We're going to ask it to summarize the initial prompt or the initial text that we displayed up here.
Mhm.
So we're going to ask it to provide a summary of this text. And as well, we're going to ask it to translate it into Spanish. So I know, Blog, you covered this in a previous blog post or live stream where we were translating different emails.
Yeah, it must have different languages. Yeah.
Yep. And then as well, I'm just going to say, hey, can you put it in JSON? So if I want to be able to see it as a human readable format and as well to use it in a program or application, I could do that as well. So here's an example of what I'm expecting. So it's giving me another format of output, and I'm just sending that along to ChatGPT. So here's the summary, the translation, and then the output JSON, and it provides it in Spanish and as well in English.
Mm.
So the next example is actually looking at,
Good translation.
what's that?
It's a good translation.
Yeah.
The Spanish one is a good one.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you. You probably know this better than me. I wasn't going to read this out, but you'd probably know how accurate this is.
No, it's pretty accurate.
Okay,
It's pretty good. Yeah.
awesome. And the next one is sentiment analysis, and we do have an upcoming live stream blog on this as well.
Yeah, the one that is coming on Wednesday, yet to be announced.
Awesome. And I just wanted to touch on this briefly, is that you can ask ChatGPT to give you the emotions or the feelings behind a message, and you can provide it with prompts to give you that input. So here I have two different emails. One's a positive sentiment, one's a concerned sentiment, and you can go ahead and summarize those emails. And this is helpful when you're trying to determine how to prioritize your emails or which emails should you give more priority to, depending on your mood. Maybe you're in a firefighting mood or you want to look at all the achievements that you have through your email. You can go ahead and do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And as well as something as you can do is you can get bullet points of the email. So if you want to summarize the email or get some of the topics discussed, you can do that as well. Where in this prompt, we have determined 5 topics discussed in the following email. And we just want to provide specific details that only give us 1 or 2 words, nothing longer than that. And this is one that I like to use quite a bit, is just giving ChatGPT or any language model a text to review. So in this case, we provided a sample from a previous blog post. So the blog post was our email templates and React. So it gives you a full summary here in our actual blog. So go ahead and check that out when you get a chance. And what I'm asking ChatGPT to do is actually give me do some proofreading for me. Can you go through this and provide any corrections that I need to make? So I've actually inadvertently added a few errors in here as well. So workflow has a Z at the end of it.
Mhm.
So I'm providing the prompt, okay, proofread and correct the following prose, delimited by triple backticks. So this is the instruction, and then I provide the actual text for it to review.
Mhm.
And then I go ahead and just display that with the actual diff. So I can see the actual difference in terms of what it recommended that I do.
Cool.
So this is an improvement compared to using ChatGPT, where you just get the full text and you don't know. It'll be really hard to see what you need to improve. Here you can see that it's actually gone ahead and made the improvements and shows you the difference between the two.
Yeah, it's pretty good because as it's read, it's easier to spot and see what has been corrected.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
And this, I guess this tells me I need to go back and actually update that blog post with a few grammatical mistakes, but I'll go and take a look at that afterwards. And last but not least, one area that I think is really cool with ChatGPT or any language model is that you can get your initial draft, or you can get an outline of something that you want to write out. In this case, I have a subject, so I'm just providing the subject. And in my prompt, I'm giving specificity of what is the format. So we're going to write an email, and as well, who are we writing the email to? So it gives an idea to ChatGPT. Okay, I need to frame this email for that specific audience. So in this case, we're doing Nihilist customers, existing customers, on the following subject. And the subject is launching the Nihilist Quick Start Guides, which we've launched recently. And it gives it gives back an email describing the product, how you can start using it, and as well, if you need any help, to reach out.
Mhm.
So these are different prompts that we've gone through and looked at when building with ChatGPT. So we looked at um, formatting, so you can get different formats. We've looked at summarizing different prompts, and as well drafting emails, and as well going through and providing sentiment analysis.
Yep, that was pretty good. Very interesting. Everything, I think, all the things that you can do with ChatGPT, you sometimes you don't realize that it's so powerful that there are things that can do for you in a pretty easy way. Just depends of how you ask the question or how you define the output.
Yeah, so I definitely encourage everyone when they're working with ChatGPT, building an application, to spend a bit of time just asking different prompts. So, be a little deliberate and iterative on asking the prompts and seeing what results you get back, because you may get a better response back or something more useful that you can provide to your users.
Mhm.
And definitely more coming on that as we spend more time with ChatGPT and just working with different communication data. So in this case, we use a lot of emails, but you can also do the same for calendars or even contacts as well.
Mhm. Yep, that's right. Yeah, just wanted to mention that don't forget to like and subscribe. Just click on the little bell so you're gonna get notified when we are releasing a new live stream. And just subscribe. So the more subscribers we get, the more we can work on getting more live streams and better content, and etc. 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 Just like
Yep. Go ahead and like and subscribe. We'd love to hear from you.
Mhm.
And as well, we always have fun content coming out. So we'd love if you could join us on our live stream, to go ahead and watch us when we're going on. And as well, I just want to highlight we have Nautilus SDKs in different languages. I didn't get a chance to use much of them today. I'm hoping to kind of integrate Nautilus's APIs into this notebook, but we have it in Ruby, Node, Python, and Java.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly.
And also hop onto our blog. So we have a lot of content coming out with building with Nihilus, and as well we have a few examples of building with Nihilus and ChatGPT. So go ahead and check that out when you get a chance.
Mhm. Totally. And don't forget that we have our live streams every Wednesday and Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific time. So tune in.
Awesome. And as we wrap up,
Mhm.
what are we talking about next? What's coming next, Blog?
So we're gonna talk about Python, sentiment analysis, ChatGPT, and Streamlit. In the past, I did a live stream regarding this, but it was using sentiment analysis provided by Nylas that we no longer offer. It was also using R and Shiny. This time, we're gonna use sentiment analysis provided by ChatGPT, and we're gonna use Streamlit to create the dashboard.
That's really cool. I've noticed you're starting to enjoy Streamlit quite a bit.
And
So looking forward to seeing more of Streamlit in the upcoming live streams.
Mhm.
And that's all we have. Go ahead and follow us at Nihilus. We're on the interwebs everywhere.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear from you, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Yep. So it's Ram, another great episode. Have a great weekend. Bye, everyone. Take care.
All right, thank you.